In the next two videos, I'm gonna play my joint from 2016 and the joint that was released on his album yesterday. Y'all tell me if I'm bugging. I think niggas stole my shit.
Look, boy, it's funny how 7 days can make a difference. Boy, it's funny how several hate they need assistance. It's funny how niggas will call you brother, but lack in communication. You make it, then they complain that you keeping your distance. Girl, it's crazy, I love. I find it funny how start talking money. I'm living lovely, apartment far for.
What? Let me get one thing straight for y'all niggas in my comments, B, because y'all niggas is looking wild stupid right now. This shit has never been about clout. This shit is about artistry. I put shit out in 2016. He put shit out the other day. Fact of the matter is, I heard it and it sounded like mine, so guess what?
I like to add that, am I also the only one who noticed that Cinema Sins kinda took an idea from Dead Meat and reviewing The Strangers? Just like to say that. But hey, now on to the review. Oh yeah, and I did that whole Tory Lane intro just to show people that I wasn't exaggerating when I say Tory Lanez takes people's styles. But that's another thing. But hey, I finally came out with this whole Planet review for Tech Nine, and let's get into it. Now, Tech Nine is a person who started Strange Music and one of the most successful independent rappers in the world. He came out with numerous albums after albums that is jam-packed with bangers and all the rest of them. And he have signed a new affiliate, which is Hopsin. Now, I'm not a big fan of Hopsin. I kind of think he's pretentious as fuck. But hey, that's just me, and that's just how I feel about him. But let's get into who we all came to see, Tech Nine. Now, Tech Nine has dropped an album that could be considered the 9th planet in the universe, if you get the whole pun. Now, this album is very diverse. It starts out with a song called Habanera, which have this very much rock build-up. And the idea of rock, especially planet rock, is heavily into this album and entrenched into the themes, especially the fucking song Planet Rock. He's just totally outright inspired by this song. Whether it's the straight up referencing on the song Don't Nobody Want None, which of course have the z, which could be also a reference to Kendrick Lamar, since he worked with Kendrick Lamar before, especially on a song like Kick With Myself, which he referenced how he had a line about being in prison. And, you know, Kendrick Lamar had that song institutionalized where he sampled the whole line. So I thought that that was a very excellent reference. And, you know, you have a song like Habanera, then you have a song like Drink Up, which Drink Up could be a referencing to how he has a problem with drinking, or he just casually drinks when he's wanting to party. Either way, it just has this slow, very threatening tempo that I think is trying to convey a message of sadness. But overall, it doesn't really convey that message very well. And speaking of drinking, let's talk about Islam. Now, in Islam, you're not even supposed to really drink alcohol like that. So I know he's not a Muslim since he's referencing drinking. But on a interlude like Bright Falls Confession and then Bright Falls, he talks about how he was entrenched and very interested in studying Islam because his Christian mother married a father who was a Muslim. So yes, and he talks later on the album about his Christian mother having health problems, which is very sad. And I'm of course talking about a track like Show None, where he says that his mother was hospitalized at 17. He also says on this album that he ran away from home at 17. So it's a little bit strange that he would do that and leave his mother. And hey, now on this album, Tech Nine directly talks about gang banging. Like on a song like Bad Jujubes, he does the saying Sue Woo, which, you know, is a line that the Bloods use. and it's really much a blood thing. And then he has red bars, which is also another reference to gang life and gang culture and blood lifestyle. So I didn't know that he was running like that. I didn't know that Tech Nine, well, it's probably somebody who named himself after a fucking gun would have some relation to violence and overall gang banging, I guess. Also, on a song like Red Bars, he referenced Tupac and how Tupac gave him some advice. And that's not the only old school referencing that is on this album. On the song's Show None, he referenced how he was with Nice and Smooth. It was like this early hip hop group that was very popular in the 90s. That was pretty cool. On the song Not a Damn Thing, he referenced how he was doing the whole Bueller, as in he was having a day off and he was just being lazy. And also on the song Kick It, he referenced how he was by himself in his own island, like Wilson, if you get that whole Castaway reference, which was pretty cool. Also, on the song Not a Damn Thing, he kind of coins a new term, Netflixables, which I think that would be a pretty cool term if it pop up and blows up in this world. That would be pretty cool. But he not only acknowledged new media, he also acknowledged old media. Like on the song Comfortable, he does a shout out to radio stations he's cool with, like Sway in the Morning and The Breakfast Club. He also disses Hot 97, like a lot on this album. He even mentions Hot 97 again on a song like My Flaws. He talks about the beef he had with ICP on the song My Flaws as well. The controversy he had with the little teenager flashing them, not knowing that she was under 18, and her mother convincing her to sue, which was pretty big. And he says that his fan base come from all walks of life, including thugs, college people, the people who follow ICU, of course. ICP, I meant. You have a song like the next track, which talking about how he was 21, dating a woman twice his age, and how he had two friends, one die of gang violence or just gun violence, and another die of cancer, and how you should always cherish the time you have with your friends. That was a very nice comment that he had on the album. Oh, yeah, speaking of gang violence, let's talk about Chicago, because on the last track he mentions Chicago and how we should stop the violence. A very nice, epic little note. On the song Never Stay, he referenced not being on the radio because he wouldn't feature or couldn't feature the Amigos, which was a pretty nice reference. Oh, yes, and one thing I can say about this album is the hooks sometimes have filler like Yeah, Yeah, Yeah on Never Stay, and of course the song Habanero have this whole ha 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 thing that they do in the background of the hooks, just making noise and shit like that. And I have to give him props on the Martin Luther King line on Fresh Out with the whole Coretta Scott mentioning. That was pretty cool. And also on the song Bad Juju, he has a referencing to Malcolm X that was pretty awesome. But he not only names civil rights heroes, but on No Reason, he actually names Bring the Ruckus, which was a Wu-Tang Clan song. So I thought that was pretty cool. But one of the lines I wasn't feeling on this album was this line, How I'm Feeling, where he says he hangs out with niggas like a fake Klansman. Like, oh, that was a little bit of a cringy fucking line right there. And the guy doing the hook sounded like a fake Trey Songz, like just Trey Songz, just straight up Trey Songz. Sounded like a fake Trey Songz to me. On Levitate, he has this David Blaine little reference, and Levitate is one of the best songs I heard about levitation since Macklemore, but he's more political than Macklemore and better, by the way. Oh, yes, and the song The song Levitate also has this reference where he says, um, rap is ablaze and he's going for the sun. I thought that that was a pretty good reference to how the album's name is Planet. Overall, I have to say this album's pretty cool, and I like to give a shout out to Rap Critic, to Rap Reviewer. Rap Critic is also cool, and also CDTV Productions because they already covered this album and said it was pretty cool, and I have to agree with them. I'm giving this album a 8. It's a pretty fucking fly album. Please like, subscribe, share the video. And how do you feel about this album? Please post in the comment section. I'm gone.